microphone? I like microphones. I do, I like microphones.
Hi, this is James at Bespoke Airsoft and we're here at the IWA show 2017. We've just come to the Nuprol stand where we're met by Ross of Nuprol.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Hello, I'm very good, I'm very well. I'm a bit flustered.
There's too much drinks on the night time.
And things going on, man.
So really what we want to know is we know what Nuprol's done so far. The brand built again is amazing. You've got the new BBs, you've got the new set of rifles and everything, but what's new and what else can we expect for you from the close future?
Okay, so recently what we've done is with the Delta series, obviously that's behind us, we've built that up and that's been like really, really good. Yeah. And we've actually, I sort of like wasn't sure whether I was going to talk about it or not, but we've actually got another 5 or 6 models coming out. So they're going to be out over the next sort of couple of months. I'm not going to go into what models they are, but they are popular models, I think. So.
And for those that aren't sort of AR fans, are you going to be sort of pushing into sort of like the AKs and bits and pieces like that?
All I'll say on that, right, is that it's the Delta series.
Yeah.
Also, there's Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie before that, and there's a whole phonetic alphabet after that. So maybe, I don't know, perhaps, probably, maybe.
What about other things? I mean, you've got your BBs, which again, absolutely smashing, brilliant results out of those. The branding's been absolutely fantastic.
We sort of needed that, really.
Yeah. But you know, when you make a mistake, you admit it, and then you know what you've done.
We tried. It wasn't obviously we know not going to do it. I mean, it's like anything, isn't it? We've done all these product lines. Everyone loved it, and then there was an issue with one, and it's like, we felt let down by ourselves. But no, we got back up and we smashed it. I think so.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. To be honest. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, where do you see Nuprol going in the future? Where would you like it to be? Because from where you were a few years ago to where you are now is a massive leap. So
yeah, we're growing year on year. I mean, as you can see here, I mean it's massive, and obviously the AEG ranges. I think, to be honest with you, I'll just give you the company answer. We obviously just want to be the biggest brand we can be, European and worldwide. So I mean, obviously people saw the deal we've just done in America and stuff like that, and we've got many friends. So we're just growing it month by month. Whatever comes up, we're working on new projects. We understand the market. Well, I like to think we do. So I like the AEG range personally. It's one of my favourite things. I've loved working on it. I've loved developing it.
For those that haven't seen the AEG range, what's different compared to say the other sort of similar brands on the market? So
everything and nothing really, because it's one of those. People just said to us, which factory did you rebrand from? And I just got that thrown at me constantly. And I get it. I get why, right? Because that's what companies have done for years. And these aren't rebrands, these are Nuprol guns. Anybody that's touched them or has any real experience with these guns will understand that they are their own guns. And no, they're not made in this factory or that factory, they're not Aries, they're not this. I know we've just launched that, but I'll come on to that in a minute. I thought that was going to get a little bit funny when we did that. But no, it's they are their own. I mean, we've got a great team of engineers here and people who know what they're doing. And like the treatment that we've got on them and the finish we've got on them, we've worked really, really hard on stuff like that. And the idea was to sort of get that gun that we always wanted. When you go and start airsoft or you want to buy a gun, you just want to buy a gun and it works, man. You don't go down the shop and buy a Coke and it's like Fanta in it, do you? Do you know what I mean? So that I wanted to eliminate sort of the upgrade paths and stuff. Not that there's a problem with that. That's a type of airsofter, but I want you to buy a gun like you go and buy I want them to be like the VW Golf sort of thing of guns. You go and buy them and you just run them and run them and run them. And that was the idea behind it. It's obviously taken off, and that makes me really happy in the team. And like I said, there's more models coming. They all run across this same ideal of the heart of the gun is the gearbox, and I think we got that right in this gun. And
so is there any sort of specifications you can sort of let people know of what they can expect from the internals of a Nuprol?
The internals
rifle?
are a full steel racked piston with obviously the second to last removed. The AOE is set in the factory. This is majorly important. So the AOE out of these is like I'm not going to say all, but most guns on the market, they don't really do that, or they have 3 or 4 steel teeth, and you don't want to run a full steel teeth piston unless you set the AOE, and you don't want to, all these things are important. So we did all that. So the piston's strong. You've got the trigger's awesome.
You use micro switches, aren't you?
Yeah, we use a micro switch, but people said just why didn't you MOSFET them? And that's simple. The reason we didn't MOSFET them is because it's price to performance again. So most people who build guns or understand what's going on with the trigger, if you're the single shot you get out of a micro switch is obviously massively improved. And I understand what a MOSFET does. Obviously, it takes the arcing off the contacts, but really, I found that through a lot of market research, actually guns with all these fancy MOSFETs in them, they fail more often than if they were using a standard trigger block. So I know people call out and say, oh, why aren't they MOSFET? But you've got to look at we want to build a gun that's working in 2 years. You've just thrown it in your kit bag, you use it every weekend, and it's still working,
Do you find that those that want the MOSFETs anyway are going to buy a gun and just fit their own aftermarket MOSFET afterwards?
Yeah, pretty much. And I think that's probably a better option because, people are really into that stuff. They're more likely going to buy a £150 or $150 MOSFET system and get it fitted or fit it themselves. So it's better to do that and actually go like the full hog than sort of just put something, because all of these MOSFET units in these guns, they will always be the cheapest possible they can be, right? So I would rather do a really, really good system. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. So with this micro switch, we eliminated most of the problem, got great trigger response. We stopped most of the issues that you will get with a standard trigger block. It doesn't it won't catch and mold together and keep shooting. Got rid of all of that. So yeah, I'm quite positive with it, and that's the reason we went with it, because I'm able to roll this out onto any gun and any model. And really, then it's just down to the aesthetics and how much material is used and how much machining is done, and the finish as well is amazing. And that was really more important. So it was just making that gun that everybody can buy and enjoy. And the Pioneer Defender that's down here is just like, it's nothing like it. Nothing. It's £130 retail, and it's like, it's just solid. It's great. So yeah.
Which is what you want, don't you? You want something that's going to be value for money. Is what we hear a lot of. Because people try and brand airsoft guns as cheap and expensive, where a lot of companies now are moving into value for money.
I said when we've done the press release, we said that basically with these guns, it's exactly it. I don't want a low end or a high end, or I just want, this is an airsoft gun, this is how it looks, and it performs exactly how it should, and it's this much money. And it's not, I'm not going to say, oh, it's pre-upgraded. What does that mean? What does pre-upgraded mean? How can it be pre-upgraded? It's either built to a certain spec or it isn't. So to pre-upgrade something doesn't make sense. So I wanted it to just feel like it was somebody had put that gearbox together in that gun, who knew what they were doing. Put it together, great, works.
And what's the quality control like on these? Is it like?
We've got less than 1% return rate over 3 months.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's a lot less than 1% as well, which sounds like a load of old rubbish, but it's not. It's like I said, my technical man was just like, oh, this is going well, because we're sort of sat there and we're like, well,
nothing to do.
No one's saying anything. No one's having any major problems. You have the little hiccups and stuff, especially when it's a new product. Obviously, we're going to constantly, one thing Nuprol's always done is evolve and adapt to make things better. And there's been new.
So I bet a lot of the failures and anything like that you see now is probably going to be user interference, where they've had perhaps the gearboxes apart and bits and pieces like that.
Most of the time, you'll find it is. So it's, if you buy one of these and you get it out of the box, I'm pretty certain 99.9% that there's going to be no issues. If you do have an issue, this is the bit where I get a little bit, and I'm sure many companies do, retailers. If you've got a problem, Nuprol is like a European brand, right? And we've got one of the best warranty systems available. So utilise it, right? So if you've got like a major problem that isn't user error, and the shops will tell you that and they'll know, then, it's... you'll get one. It'll get sorted.
You've got the backup there straight from you guys supporting.
I feel like it's not really needed, because it's like we've got it all there. And then so it's cool.
Well, excellent. Well, that's absolutely fantastic. So we haven't yet at Bespoke got these rifles in, but we'll have them very, very soon, thanks to the guys at Easy Distribution. But like I said before, I mean, are you pushing into any sort of AK-ish type platforms or any other sort of modular systems, or I know I'm sure you're trying to get some information.
I all I'm saying is, like I said to you earlier, there's Alpha, Bravo and Charlie. I mean, like I just said, it's my favourite project. I like going to work and working on this. This is what gets me up in the morning. This has always been why I got involved in airsoft. To be able to release a product line like this is amazing. And to have worked on it from the bottom to the end, to hear all the.
And one of those AK-21s has got my name on it, so. I think I'll be really one of them in the field. So
I mean, I'll tell you what, we'll tell you one of the new models. I will end all of the people asking me. There is a CQB version.
Okay.
It is coming out in like a month and a half or a month or something. So
superb. And I mean, what sort of batteries are you restricted to with these? Can you run them on 11.1s out of the box?
We say no, but that doesn't stop people. Again,
is that like they'll take it, but we don't recommend it, or is?
if I'm really honest, I don't really want to say it on camera, but I will. 11 volts, we test everything. I mean, when we were developing these, we were testing them on up to like 18 volts. You know, they're good quality. They're warranted to 7, which is a good rate of fire, good quality.
Which is what you probably want to stick to, isn't it? Really.
But you know, as a player, I take my suit off, and you know, as a player, I would run it on an 11. But you know, I understand that would void my warranty, etc.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's sort of, I'm answering your question.
That's the best way to answer it.
Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
So I think we're going to see you more over this weekend. Probably for a few beers.
I imagine so. It's a good show so far. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And this is the guys at the Nuprol stand. Thank you very much for your time, as always.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.